Welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm doing my December TBR. As per usual with December and the holidays coming up and the fact that I'm going to be on break from work and school and spending time with family, this list is not going to be as long as some of my previous ones, but hopefully I can at least get through what I have here so far. The first book that I'll be reading in December is a NetGalley arc. It's called The Perfect Escape by Leah Conan. This is about three women who have all recently had divorces. The three of them bond over how messy their divorces are and decide to take a girls' trip. Along the way, they have some car trouble. One of the girls goes missing and then an ex-boyfriend shows up. That's really all I know, and I don't really want to read the full synopsis because oftentimes mystery thriller synopses give away too much, but hopefully it's good. I'm really excited. I think it'll be a good one. I've never read anything by this author, but there was a snippet that said that this book was good for fans of Shari LaPena. If you remember, I did read The Couple Next Door by her and I really enjoyed it. That was my first time reading a book by her, but I think I'm gonna like this one. It's also recommended for fans of Riley Sager. I've never read anything by him, but I do know that he's very popular in the mystery thriller community as well. The next book on this list is one that I have not heard talked about a lot. I got the recommendation from Starla Reads. She raved about this book and really enjoyed it. And this is the book that Dasha picked for me to read this month. I also have the audiobook and it's Upon a Burning Throne by Ashok K. Banker. I'm really excited to read this because it's an Indian inspired fantasy, which is not something that I've read ever, actually, now that I think of it. And I think it's gonna be really good. I really trust Starla's recommendations, so I'm really excited to get into this. The second book came out this year, and I believe there is a third that's supposed to be coming out at some point. In this world, the emperor has recently died, and now his sons are fighting to see which one of them is going to be the next heir. They have to withstand a test of fire in which they literally sit upon a burning throne. Both of them pass. However, there's a third person who also passes the test, and so I guess we figure out which one of them is actually going to take over. That's all I really know. I don't want to go into it knowing too much, but I am really excited to read this. I also didn't want to put too many books on my TBR this month because she's thick. She's almost 700 pages and my sweet spot is around 400, so I don't think it'll be a problem. I think I'm going to be really invested in the story, so I'm going to enjoy it. But I don't typically read books this large, not because I don't want to or have an issue with it. I guess it's just not what's recommended to me most often. So this is probably the largest book that I have on my shelves right now, but I'm really excited to get to it. The next book that I'll be reading in December, and the one that Robin picked for me, is A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. So I'm really excited about this. Robin absolutely loves this book and recently read the sequel. However, I've been informed that I should probably read the sequel sooner rather than later because Robin didn't remember a lot from the first book. So in this, we are following a princess whose mother just died. She wants to resurrect her, but in order to do so, she needs the beating heart of a king. So she's hosting this competition where I guess men can compete for her hand. One of the competitors in the competition needs to kill her to save his sister who's been kidnapped. I think that's how it goes. And no, I'm not gonna read the synopsis, but I think that's the gist of it, and apparently romance ensues. Again, the sequel just came out not too long ago, so if I like this, which I'm assuming I will, this is a 5-star prediction for me, I will read the sequel in January. The next book that I'm going to read in December that I'm really excited about because I'm finally getting to it is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I am going to be buddy reading this with Robin. Dasha's already read it, but she hasn't continued the series yet. So Robin and I will be buddy reading this, hopefully with a couple other friends that we made during Game of Tomes. A lot of people are excited to either read the first book or at least continue. It seems like a lot of people have read the second book and then never continued. So we will probably be buddy reading this over the next few months and may end up doing a live show. If you're interested in reading it with us, just let us know. We'll get you all the details when we figure them out. So in this world, I believe like sickness or disease is no longer a thing. So they have scythes that go around and kill people when it's their time. That's probably not right, but I'm, again, not gonna read the synopsis, so it doesn't matter. But I'm really excited to read this. I'm really excited to read this with friends, and hopefully I enjoy it. I heard the second book ends on like a huge cliffhanger, yet so many people haven't completed the trilogy yet, but I don't know. I'm interested to see how it goes. I think I'm really gonna enjoy this. This is also another 5-star prediction. And the last book that I'm gonna read in December is Girls of Fate and Fury. This is the final book in the Girls of Paper and Fire trilogy. I need answers. I need answers. That's all I can say. If you're not familiar with Girls of Paper and Fire, it's about a young girl named Lei who becomes a paper girl for the Demon King. Paper girls are concubines that he takes every year. She was never supposed to be a paper girl, however, and the reason that she was literally picked up from her home to be taken to the king is because she has golden eyes. We don't really know why she has golden eyes, if that means anything, if she has any abilities or is part demon, but she's not happy because she doesn't want to be there, and she doesn't think that these concubines should be there at all. She despises the Demon King and really is not here for any of this shit. So there's a little bit of rebellion as well as some sapphic romance. It's a good book, but the ending really pissed me off. But I need answers. I need to know how it ends, and most importantly, I want Lady to get revenge. So that's what I'm really hoping for. So like I said, short and sweet, those are all the books that I plan to read in December. Let me know if you have read any of these or if they're on your TBR. Let me know if you want to join in on the Scythe read along. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.